bottom right in the red, looking to concretely move up to 2-0 for Starlight Twinkle. It's Cham.
And in the top left-hand side, it is o mais grande do mundo, do Brasil, Diego Schwimmer, Kelazhur.
Do you speak Portuguese, Cats?
Sadly, no. I mean, I only know a few words, phrases. I can kind of understand some of it.
I was like, yeah, that's
Special speaks Portuguese.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I mean,
Diego
Special is
speaks Chinese.
Sorry?
Diego speaks Chinese. Kelazhur.
I mean, it's weird when we talk about Kelazhur and like, yeah, from Brazil or from whatever. At this point, I feel like Diego's just a citizen of the world. You know, he's lived in Bulgaria, he's lived in the Netherlands, he's lived in Brazil, he's lived in Korea. I think he spent some time in China, study abroad or something.
He's
I forget.
half American, yeah.
All over the place. Like Diego, Diego's had the kind of life that I want to have when I grow up, but not there yet, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. He's a traveler. He's a great person as well. Very easy to get along with. One of the most, just really chill person. Really easy to get along with. So it's unsurprising that he finds a home anywhere he goes.
Yeah. No, he's generally a pretty cool guy. And also, because his dad, I got to meet his dad at Atlanta last year. His dad's also a pretty cool guy. So yeah, he comes by it honestly.
His dad is kind of like the definition of a cool guy. Yeah,
Yeah, no, like his dad could absolutely stand in for like a Dos Equis commercial. Most interesting man in the world.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
Diego also could fit. So
yeah. I don't know about that, but his dad definitely, yeah. Diego wouldn't make it in a Dos Equis commercial. Like, who are we kidding? You know, like he's awesome, he's cool, but in a very endearing way. Like his dad is more movie cool.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. If it belongs on a movie set somewhere.
Yeah.
No, StarCraft, I think that's a game that also belongs on a movie set somewhere. You know, we had the Warcraft movie. It was okay. But, yeah, the Caprulu sector, certainly. What is?
There's the Roach War.
There we go. Talked about it. Lair on the way as well. Is this Nidus here, Cats?
I mean, it could be because it's Cham, but more likely than not, it's just going to be Roach Speed, seeing as the gases haven't been taken yet. It's a little bit of a gas influx. He does have banked up 100 gas already, so could throw in something cheekier. Maybe go for, if he took all the gases, he could go for like Infestors and then Ravagers or something like that. That could be a twist on the patch. I really want people to use the Infestors. I think they got a pretty good buff.
Cats, you've been banging the drum of the Infestors all day. And we haven't seen a single Infestor get made.
It's just unlikely, right? Like, yeah. It's unlikely that it happens, but we have to prepare for it to happen at some point. They're definitely more usable than before, especially in the mid games. Yeah, what was intended from the patch. I just want to see it.
You're gonna get to the end of your however many days you got on broadcast this year, and the final game, literally the final game you cast, a single Infestor is gonna get made. You're gonna be able to say, "Look, I called it. I called it." We're looking back. You know what? I got the VODs. I was calling it, but I think it's a stylistic thing more than anything, right? Serral is gonna play Infestor play as you get to the late game.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the other Zergs aren't, at least not in Americas, not in Europe. Sorry?
Unless?
I was gonna say Dark does it as well, but you know, Raynor
does it, yeah.
Raynor isn't really an Infestor player either. Neither is a Laser. Lambo
definitely not.
Lambo's the other one that might be.
Could be, but he's not. Yeah, like I could see Lambo. Yeah, Infestor's fitting Lambo's playstyle, but he hasn't been a huge fan traditionally. Scarlet could be an Infestor person.
Oh, she is absolutely. No, you're right. Yeah. Now though, we're just seeing the power of these Cyclones as they are. They do a lot of damage, and because this is a 2-base opening from Cham, he doesn't have creep between the natural and the third. He doesn't have a good way to chase these down. So, Overlords.
Speed is about to finish though. Roach speed now. So you can definitely get rid of at least that one Cyclone. He's gonna go for the flank here to make sure that it dies. It's a lot of army commitment here for the one Cyclone that is just straying off onto the depths of the map. So 4 Roaches are gonna be left to go catch it. They're gonna be successful in that process. No! Idiosyncratic Roaches, but not so syncratic.
No, well, yeah, they are not thinking to, actually, you know what? They are syncretic. They're all coming together. They're all working together as one. And that's not what you want. You want them to be split up. You don't want them to be synchronized together because that means you don't get the Cyclone. Though I guess the Cyclone died at the end anyways.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the Roach one. Didn't know that interaction would happen that way.
Cham is just
Cham did, yeah.
Cham is just smarter than the rest of us.
Yeah, that's just true. And he's jacked as well, so that helps. Here comes Cham. I mean, he's gonna go up a ramp into the natural with 2 tanks. SCVs are being pulled. This is not gonna work out for Cham. He should realize it and maybe stop. The tanks are gonna focus fire the Ravagers in the back. The one corrosive vial is pretty good, but at what cost? On the other side, 3 Hellions. Killed 11 workers already. Looking for their 14. As the Liberator is also contributing. It seems like big time, actually. It's killed 10 of the workers.
10 kills. So Cham, not only does he not break this natural, because, I mean, good luck breaking a Turtling Terran up a ramp like this. It's just not going to happen. He takes so much damage on the other side. He equalizes pretty much any economic damage that he did. And Kelazhur, he's going to get out with the Liberator as well. So everything, it's just bad on both sides here for Cham. It's just, it feels real rough. He's not to quote my parents, he's not a happy camper. You know, he's just not having a good time.
Yeah, completely agreed. It looks very tough. Your parents said you're not a happy camper, or who's not a happy camper?
Just in general, someone's not having a good time. You see someone just noticeably upset. They're just not a happy camper, you know?
Oh, I see.
Although I
could see it.
They are absolutely. I gave a Minnesotan accent there. My parents do not have a Minnesotan accent. We are not from the Midwest. But anyway, time goes on. It's okay.
This is true. This is true. I mean, yeah, Kelazhur did great there to recognize what he was going up against, to delay the third, and just, chill at his natural up a ramp. What was going to happen? I mean, I really don't see how roaches were the way to go in this particular map. Infestation Pit, as we get zoomed in on it, could it be? I mean, I don't want to say I called it. Just kind of like how I called the Blight proxy hatch on the purple gas instinctively.
That one was well done. I am more than willing to give you that one. This base will, it's going to get canceled here. Queen will fall as well. So now we're at the point where Kelazhur, he withheld the pressure. He did damage of his own. And that just means he can be as active on the map as, well, he can lose a couple Marines probably. But he can be as active on the map as he wants. He's got the tech. He's got the timing. And I guess the Liberator.
We got 5 seconds to the Infestor. I'm going to call it perfectly. 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
You got to slow down the... No!
He got it. They're coming. They're on the way. The Infestors. It took us 11 best of 3s. And probably 10 predictions, but Cat's got there.
No. Most without Serix. Called it right off the bat, just like with the Blight series. This is just wild.
All right, but
I should be handed an award.
Yeah, I think you should. This is certainly a Hail Mary, though. This is...
Yeah, no, it's done. It's over. At least he made the Infestors. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and the problem is, though, the Infestors there, I don't know, well, maybe not a problem, but they're popping in the main. So you don't even have kind of this immediate Infestors pop out at the right time. They drop the fungals, and they found their value. Now, they're going to have to waddle their way down a little bit, and it's not fast enough for Cham. So at this point, this is a Roche player, Cats, who is down 20 army supply.
Yeah. He does have Infestors, though.
You know what? I hear they're pretty strong.
Here it comes. Oh, the Biles to follow up. Is it going to be enough? Oh, the second Infestor dies right away, and yeah, that's going to be game. GG. I loved it.
But imagine, Cats. What if it had worked?
What if it had worked? I mean, yeah, he was dead before he started making the Infestors. That's for sure.
I love, by the way, that apparently I've decided that that Cham's the faction that Cham plays is not Zerg, but it's Cham.
It is Cham.
We got it fixed. But yeah, now that is game 1 going down. Kelazhur looking as strong as I think you expected it to be. But we got another game. It's going to be hard lead. Game 2. It's a map that it's Golden Hour is like this as well, Cats, where I look at the name, I'm like, didn't we have this in an old map pool? Like, Golden Hour just sounds like a map we've had. And Hard Lead sounds like a map we've had. And granted, it's used to be a Golden Wall and Death Aura and like Hard Rain, I think it was, and all these things. But you know, I know this is a new map and it's exciting that we have 9 new maps, but my head keeps thinking that, oh yeah, this is an old map. It's nice that they're bringing it back to the pool. So I don't know.
True. Yeah, I mean the layout is fairly straightforward as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing most of those maps just kind of rise their way through the ranks, and particularly in this type of event where pro players are deciding what to do, right? So I like that there's still Bly around and whatnot, because he's gonna ban the normal maps, and then his opponent will have to choose to leave some of the cool ones in. But most players are just like, oh, cool map, not cool for me. That's like most players are just not cool with cool maps.
I would love to see the best.
Why is there a rock highlighted on this intro screen, by the way? You see it?
You mean like in the middle of the map?
Yeah, towards middle top, top middle.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I have no idea.
That was wild. Okay,
must be a bug. I don't know. Game 2 though, on the way here. Kelazhur, he's up 1, looking to play a similarly dominant game. Game 2.
Game 2. Let's see if you can do it.
Well,
and
go ahead.
What? This is spawning in the bottom right hand side. It is Cham, the last Latin American champion.
And his opponent in the upper left, losing to Cham in that last DreamHack Latin America. He's up 1 though. This time it's Kelazhur. Cats, we talked about these maps, and I would love nothing more than to see Bly make the playoffs so we can see him mess around with the best of 5 pick bans. But I think I would really enjoy that if we had kind of a similar pick ban setup for best of 3s as they now have for best of 5s. Where like, you pick and ban 4, and then you ban 4, then you pick 2 maps, then you ban the rest, and then you have the remaining, something like that.
Yeah. That would be a lot better, just for variety and for people specializing in certain maps and whatnot. It would be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I know the pros don't like it because they only want, more power to them. They want the maps that are as standard as possible because then they can standardize their practice more. They can ensure kind of that consistently high level. But I don't know, Cats. Like I like it when we can't figure this out.
Yeah. I mean, I've brought this up before, but basically what it comes down to me is like there is like creative people and iterative people, and then like obviously everyone's somewhat of a range. Like it's not like a person is not creative at all, or a person can't iterate at all. But another way to think about it is like an explorer, like a person that likes to look for different paths, for different avenues, like Bly does, for example, and people who are just more happy, more content with just refining things via iteration, right? Like just doing things over and over again. And I think that StarCraft, being the age that it is, it has lent itself to where iterators thrive, and so it's the pool of players that we have at the moment, I think, that makes this happen. Whereas if we had the same maps and the pool of players was very nice snipe there, was the pool of players that we had in Wings of Liberty, then we would have a different story because we had a lot more creatives thriving then.
Yeah,
which makes sense. There's more to explore.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where, someone who just can really iterate hard and really perfect things over time, you give them a year or two, will eventually probably be the better player.
Yeah.
If there are not changes. So just because StarCraft patch schedule has slowed down, because
exactly.
We've had periods of time now where like it's the same maps for a year. There's no room for these iterative players anymore, or for these creative players anymore. There's a reason that SOS is not doing all that well. There's a reason that Haas has fallen off. There's a reason that Pig Baby retired, although granted, other reasons as well. But it's just because the game, also because of the income now. You start with 12 workers. It's a little harder to have early cheese. All of these things mean that you're not rewarded for being as creative as you would otherwise be at the high on ladder 5, but at the highest level, there's just not as many openings.
Yeah, absolutely the case. And even a huge patch like this one, relative to changes in games that are used to and prefer changes from the audience, are not that big, right? Like it's a couple of things changing here and there, and it's fun and refreshing because we have seen the game play out so many times in exactly the same way that any kind of shift is nice. But it doesn't leave you like a ton of room to, you know, to explore and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do some wild thing. As we say that though, Cham is wilding for sure.
Yep, absolutely doing a wild thing. What is this? 3 queens? No, 2 queens. 2 queens and 3 dropper lords. It's weird that you'd morph 3 dropper lords and like only half fill each of them. That, you know, it's not the most efficient thing. But regardless, this.
Yeah, it's gonna be for the roaches. Yeah. I imagine he's gonna go into the main with all of his roaches. He's just clearing the way on the ground is what I think. And then he should take a turn to the left here, I would imagine, and then try to go into the main.
Ooh. Good scout though from Cyclone.
Yeah. No, I don't think he wants to do it anymore. I mean, Kelazhur should be ready in the main. So this is not gonna work out at all. He's just gonna drop here. He's trying to make Kelazhur guess where he's gonna go. There's already a Banshee. I mean, the Hellions are really not gonna contribute too much. So the main is the place to go. The Queens are gonna account for the Banshee. There's no Cloak as far as I know. So this should be pretty decent here of a setup for Cham, and he gets right on top of the production. Can we drop a creep tumor there? That would be really, really nice. Instead, it's the Overlords that stop pooping creep at not the best time. The Tech Lab will get taken down, so Cloak will be impossible now. Only 2 Queens though, so if they get Focus Fire down, a second Banshee could be deadly. Not gonna make it out.
No, but for now, there is that 1 Banshee. We got the Cyclones as well. And SCVs, that's a nice surround going down.
Yeah,
Queens, though,
huge.
They're still pretty healthy, and Cham just picks up, runs away. He's going to lose a Dropper Lord for this, absolutely, with the Cyclone right there. But it's not the full one, so 4 SCVs go down.
Yeah.
Cham backs up. Is that enough? He got the star. Actually, you know what? He got the starport too, so that probably justifies this then.
Nah. I mean, it was such a huge investment. Like, he has 44 workers to the 51 of Diego, and the supply is close, even though he's mostly gone roach. So this just cannot be good, especially when Kelazhur opened 3 CC. If Kelazhur had been super defensive on 2 CCs, then sure, but as it stands, Cham looks pretty dead. Oh, man. Yeah, that's just... Not the series I was hoping for personally, but it's looking like it's gonna come to an abrupt ending here.
Yeah, you know, I looked at this, the 2 series we were getting out of Americas, and I was like, yeah, you know, I think Trigger and Special probably goes to 3 games. I think Cham and Kelazhur goes to 3 games. We're in for a good time. And then Cham does this and
never lucky.
Doesn't get enough done, and 8 workers go down, and Kelazhur's got his 3rd base on the way now. Or I'm sorry, I thought I saw he had 3rd base. He's just adding 4 more barracks.
Yeah, there's the... Yeah, there's...
Oh,
that's
I'm blind.
CC, right?
Never mind.
The one in the middle of the screen.
Just like, it's hiding in plain sight, cats. It's
yeah.
But yeah, no, just upping up the rest of his production here, going on up to 7 racks. I assume 8 racks eventually. Just at this point, realizing that no need to let Cham back into this game. I can just go and have some fun, and well, these queens should die. It's not gonna have stim.
Overlord's gonna die.
Yeah, there we go. Overlord's dead, so queens are dead. Even without stim, it's fine. This singular Cyclone has been so powerful for Kelazhur.
Giga, yeah. Especially considering it's a new Cyclone. I mean, like in small numbers and with targets like the Queen, they shouldn't do that much, but it's been wonderful. It's been amazing. And yeah, I mean, Cham is going to finish 1-1. He's continuing to make roaches, so still probably looking for some sort of aggression, maybe towards the 3rd. But this is just going to be so difficult to recover. All of the creep will get cleared up in 1 single scan as well. So really just nothing going the way of the Mexican.
All right, so, you know, cats, hear me out here. Infestors.
Yeah. I mean, probably. That's probably the best option that Cham has, because he already has the Ravager base. So if he can, you know, combo Fungal with Corrosive Bile, then, you know, there's always a dream there. Without that, I mean, Corrosive Bile shouldn't land, right? Unless Kelazhur makes a major mistake, so... Let's see. He does have 1-1, so he's investing everything into roaches right now. This is fairly all in for Cham. He's gonna find 1 tank here, and it's gonna cost him all his Ravagers.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is fairly awkward for Kelazhur right now in the middle of the map against a 1-1 Roach Max, but even still, it's fine. He's going to kill off more than enough of this, even with the tanks going down pretty quickly. Those Ravagers, you talked about it, you got to keep them alive. So I was looking at this, it's like, you know, maybe. It's an awkward situation. Kelazhur's not in formation, but even still, not enough. Not nearly enough.
Not even close. I mean, the supply lies, obviously. There's a 5 supply lead for Cham, but he has stayed behind in workers the entire time. He has no 4th phase, no real tech progression either. Not sure how you recover from this. He's gonna try to pounce onto this army, but you're gonna see that it's not enough. And Kelazhur unceremoniously takes the game number 2. I mean, that was